What's up, Tribe? Adam here with Warrior Tribe Tactical. So today I want to go over trigger, right? So I did a little video on, the importance of grip, and we're going to do a video on grip. I already have one out, so if you're interested in grip, check that out. But let's go over trigger. So I'm hearing a lot that, the trigger is your finger placement's very important. Okay, maybe to some extent, depending on your abilities or whatever, but I'm here to tell you the trigger is not that important. What's important is that grip, that master grip, getting even around that gun and tight around that gun and putting pressure at the top. Really clamping that gun down before you squeeze the trigger, because if you don't, you're anticipating that shot and you kind of loose grip on it and you go to squeeze that trigger, what's going to happen is you're going to tighten down at the last second. It's going to pull you, if you're a right-handed shooter, it's going to pull you low and left or straight down. Or if you're a left-handed shooter, it's going to pull you low and right. So grip is very important. I'm not here to say that trigger control is not important. What I think is important about it is understanding your trigger. Get to know your trigger. Be intimate with that trigger, right? So what I mean by that is I want to know how much play is up front, that pre-travel. I want to know that. I want to get used to that. I want to know where the wall is, okay? And I want to know that break. I want to know that feel. After that, I want to know my reset, okay? I want to know the reset. Reason being, I want to be fast on the trigger. I want to be fast with my second, third, fourth shot, right? Because we all know that in a defensive posture, right, we want rounds on the target, okay? So grip is important, staying on that target, finding your sights, right, staying on the sights. So keeping that gun as flat as you can, finding the sights makes it easier. So what I want you to think about is, do you know your trigger? Are you intimate with that trigger? Do you understand that reset, right, and then the follow-through shot? Are you familiar with your pre-travel? Are you familiar with the wall, right, before it breaks? Get to know that. Find a comfortable position for your finger, okay? Some people like it just a little bit. Some people like a little more finger. For me, I use both, actually. If I'm taking a longer shot, let's say 50-yard shot with my pistol, right, I'm gonna use a little bit more finger. I want more finger on there. I'm gonna get a really good grip, find those sights, and I'm gonna give that thing a slow pull, right? And I use a lot more finger on that because I feel like I have a little more control over that. Now, when I'm shooting something, maybe a drill that needs more speed, I'll find that I just use the pad on my upper finger, just that piece right there. I'll find that. So for me, where I place the finger really doesn't matter. Just I use different parts of it for different shooting. So distance versus speed, I'll use a different part. But the most important part is that master grip. Get high into the gun, both hands, right? And really flatten it out. And what I like to do is pyramid the top of the gun. So as I get my grip and I'm strong on that grip, I got good pressure in both hands, I'm gonna kind of rotate my elbows out, pushing those knuckles up and pyramiding the top of the slide. So that's going to help me mitigate recoil, right? We want to manage recoil. It's not going to go away, but we can manage it, and it's going to help me stay flat. If you notice, like right here, I'm really clamped down on that gun, and what you'll see is my elbows kind of naturally go out. So when I come out and I clamp on the gun, my elbows go out just a little bit, and it's going to keep that gun flat. Trigger really has nothing to do with it. One of the things I do in my class is I'll manipulate the trigger while they're clamped down on their gun and just paying attention to their sights, and there's really no deviation from where they would have shot from what I do. So is trigger control, or where you place your finger, really important? Not really. To me, trigger control is practicing understanding that trigger and being able to work at the speed you need to on that trigger. So that's my take on placing your finger on the trigger. Is it that important? Not really. Grip is very important. Master the grip and understand your trigger. Thanks, guys. Please subscribe, share, and like, and we'll get back to you. Thanks, guys.